You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Sabres Zone.
Hi again, everybody. Welcome to the Sabres Zone, the video on this channel, if you're new here, that discusses what one of you had to say. And I got a clip I want to look at. Did I bring my glasses? Yes, I did, thankfully, or would I have to restart this video? So let's take a look at this, guys. And here is the clip. And shout out goes to Brett Donahue. And Brett says, "You're spot on with your mentality with hitting." Geez, Brett, I don't get that very often. I really don't. That's not the reason for the video, though. Okay, no need to be the top hitting team in the league. This is why I want to talk about this, especially because you are risking injuring yourself when throwing a hit. Being in the middle of the pack and showing that you can hit when needed, but are not simply built around that play style would be ideal. Yes, Brett, that's exactly what I believe. That's what they're doing. You know, look, the Islanders have built a team that they kind of survive, and I had another troll. He's banned. He's gone. I was going to show you but there's no point asking me why I'm obsessed with hitting and why I would pick a slow Matt Martin over Tatar. Well, Tatar sucks overall, in my opinion. I wouldn't want to pay Tatar, and I would want Matt Martin because he's led the league in hitting the past decade. That's my mentality of it, and he's a big physical guy who, yes, has passed his prime years, but the truth is he's just built. He doesn't have to be fast. And if you think somebody has to be fast that's physical, you're already on the wrong side of the track with this. The whole point is this guy's just out there lining up guys to nail. And every player has a certain amount of speed to a degree. So anyway, I banned this person because they came in just to fight. I could tell, you know, and then they were arguing about it, something else. It was just silliness. I'm like, gone. I don't deal with it here, guys. I just don't. And what Brett says here, though, he goes, no need to be the top hitting team in the league. Yeah, I should be stressing that, because as much as I'd like to be in the top in hitting, I do believe what Brett is saying here also, guys, is that you don't have to play physical for the sake of playing physical only. I'm a big believer, though, Brett, you have to play the whole game. You have to play the speed, you have to play the physical, and you have to play the mental warfare when you're on the ice too. You need a guy like a Marchand, believe it or not, that gets in the head of the opponents. It's important. So I would love the Sabres to get a guy like that, teams just hate playing us, because not only will we hit you back if you're gonna try to pull that crap on us, we're also gonna like rib you, we're gonna like get into your heads, we're gonna play all this kind of stuff on teams. And like, no more Mr. Nice guys, what I'm saying. We don't have to be a nice team to win the Stanley Cup. No. There's nothing nice about it. You gotta go through a mental war out there, not just physical as well. So I'm a big believer in that. I wanna throw that out there. So as we move forward, I think we have to address this, though. We do have to address this need on our team. Can we do it internally with what we have now? We're a big enough team. The answer is yes. Is it within the souls of these men to bring that out and that element out of their game? I don't know. I just don't know. Sometimes I think you need a spark. You know, you got to go and get a guy like that, and it kind of ignites everybody else because they're on the bench giggling when they're watching this guy nailing people. Believe me, a guy like Matt Martin would be what the doctor ordered in this team. I don't care what anybody tells me. No. You get a veteran. He's already respected because he's played in the league 15, 16, 17 years. And he's out there still doing what he did when he was 15 years younger, which is hitting his opponents. How can you not respect that, right? I would be on the bench saying, my God, this guy's like the ageless wonder. He just goes out there every night and hits 7 or 8 times. He just doesn't stop. And when you have somebody like that, it can actually, I believe, be contagious on the rest of the team. I don't know if we're going to address it. I don't know. I'm not going to panic if we don't. I'm not. I'm kind of curious to see, because I think the element of hitting is going to go up this year because of our acquisitions on defense, guys, no matter what. I just think with our acquisitions and free agency, you know, there's no need to get into it. I've done it in another video. I think this is going to, I think defense is okay, is what I'm saying. Okay, the blue line's good. I just want one guy up front that is, when he goes out game after game, it's almost comical. You know, like who didn't love Mike Pekka's game? Any of you? I loved his game. I love that this guy looks like he's going and he's doing like schoolwork after he's finished his hockey game. They would interview him and there he is, his hair's done up, he has glasses on. I'm like, what the heck, man? And during the game though, he has this rough look, his rough face, you know what I mean? Pekka was one of a kind, guys. He just was that great type of hockey player I love. He didn't have to have a ton of points, and when he scored goals, you guys might recall, he could get big ones too. So I would love to get our hands on anything resembling a Mike Pekka. Believe me, if we could ever go that route again and find somebody even close to Mike Pekka, my God, give up one of our first round picks and a first rounder to get that guy, you know? I don't know. Is there anybody out there in the league like that right now? I don't know. Because this is the fast era, guys. It's the non-contact era. It really is. I realize, I don't want you guys to think I don't realize hitting has went down. It has went down in the regular season, not in the playoffs. In the playoffs is where it gets ugly. And you want to have at least addressed it to a degree going in. You don't want to be the worst hitting team in hockey going into the playoffs. You're going to get killed. I don't believe, I'm not under the illusion, guys, that the Sabres are going to have this regular season where they have 50 wins, but they're dead last in hitting and are going to go win the Stanley Cup if they're one of the worst hitting teams in hockey. Ask New Jersey, okay? New Jersey has to address that too. New Jersey's a very young team, and they only have to address it as much as we do, really. They just need to fine-tune it. And it usually is what happens. And guys, I'm talking, you know, as long as 10 teams are below you, that when it comes to physical play, it's okay, really. I don't even have to be in the top half, just not in the bottom 10, really. And then you can address it come playoff time all of a sudden. Ask Colorado right there. Colorado did it. I remember when they turned it up a notch, I knew it. I said, this time around, this Colorado team is ready to win the Stanley Cup. This time. Because I remember the year before when they would go into the playoffs, they weren't hitting much. They weren't 15, 18, 20 hits a game. The next year, 40, 38, 40. And when they started going on that roll, I said, oh boy, this team's ready to break through now. That's what I'm worried about, guys. It's the playoffs. It's not so much the regular season. I don't think it's going to make that much of a huge difference in the regular season. But guys, I can't do the 5-hit games no more. I can't do the under 10-hit games no more. I want to have a game where we at least throw 15 hits a night to 20, at least, okay, at least, and preferably 20 to 25 every night. That's fine with me. It doesn't have to be 40 till the playoffs. Then you got to take it up a notch. That's where I'll be losing my mind. If the Sabres get in the playoffs and they start throwing like 12 hits a night, I'm going to say we're done. I'll be the first channel, guys, to say they're done. They are not learning playoff hockey. They're not ready for playoff hockey, not if they're going to do that. So, yes, that is one of the things, Brett, that I'm concerned about, is that we can bring that habit into the playoffs. That's my concern. I want to be very clear on this, guys. As a fan, I don't want to have to worry about it come playoff time. If we're in the middle of the pack, we can do the middle of the pack thing in the playoffs and bring it up a notch, and we're good. Get some timely hits, some timely goaltending. And you guys know as well as me, you start aggravating the other team, they're going to take penalties. And all of a sudden, you're going deep in the playoffs. So our team in 06 wasn't a big hitting team, guys. They just knew when to lay the body at the right time. Might be a little unfair to say that about the Campbell hit, though. That hit was on Umberger is still something that rocks in my head. Eh? I think everybody knows where they were when Campbell laid that hit on Umberger. I think we all know where we were that night. So it was those are fun memories. So I have fond memories of moments like that. Of course the goals come first. It's hockey. You want to score first. But I'm a big believer, guys, every facet of the game has to be covered. You can't be weak on special teams. You can't be weak in physical play. You don't have to be the best in everything. Let's make this clear. You have to be the strongest mentally, though, when you get into the playoffs. You have to be the mental strongest team in the NHL if you're going to win the Stanley Cup. You have to be able to go through everything and be standing at the end. And that's really what Vegas did this year, guys. They were standing at the end, so can't take it away from any team. No team wins a Stanley Cup by fluke. That's one thing I'll say. Some teams get lucky, yes, but it's never a fluke when it's all said and done. All right, done. I've yacked enough about this. I just wanted to make it very clear that all facets of the game, once again, have to be covered if we're going to win the Stanley Cup eventually. See you in the next one.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to ensure Dimension access.